Welcome back to my channel. Today we're actually going to do a little bit of cookie decorating with some sugar cookies. I made them a few weeks ago and threw them in the freezer, so those are thawed out, and now we're going to kind of put together the royal icing. This is the Williams-Sonoma recipe. I found it on Pinterest a couple years back and it's just been really good, so we're just going to continue to use that. So I'm just going to kind of do a time lapse as I whip these up, but I'll link the recipe that I use for the royal icing down below, as well as the sugar cookies. And it may be later today. We're supposed to have our girls' Christmas this evening. Got a pot roast going in the crock pot. And then I think it's only going to end up being one of my friends. The other ones unfortunately got COVID. So we might try to run by and just drop off her gifts outside her house. But let's go ahead and get the cookies going. I'll kind of show you how I decorate a little bit later, and then again, maybe a few clips from this evening. But let's get started. Okay, I sifted the powdered sugar. I forgot to show, but I did add in like a tablespoon, half tablespoon of meringue powder. And then we're gonna do a half teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. And then the key with this is the water. You want it to be warm. And then it says that you're supposed to add like 4 to 6 tablespoons of warm water. So you kind of want to play this by ear, and I usually start with 4, mix it, because you don't want it too thin but you don't want it too thick, so you kind of have to play with it. But I'm going to go ahead and add this, and then I'll show you like consistency when I'm done. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but the thickness, it's thick but it's not too. So when you pull it up and you see how it like ribbons back on top of itself and then smooths out, that's how I know it's the right thickness for the cookies, because it won't just run right off the side of the cookie. It'll actually kind of stop itself and stay put, but then it smooths so you don't get like a rough texture. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this to the bottle. This is just the white icing. Of course, you can always add food coloring for different colors, which I am going to make multiples. But for the white, that's all you got to do with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer that and then get making the rest of them. Okay, so here's the icing that I made: blue, green, white, and red. Some years I do more, some years I do less. Definitely didn't make as many cookies as I have in the past because of the year being what it is, so I won't have as many visitors. But we're gonna get started on decorating. I'm setting up now my, I guess, drying racks, because you do need to let them dry after you've put it on. Pretty much washed up all the dishes, and then for the actual decorating I put them on here, so that way if the icing is too thin and it does run off the sides, it doesn't like pool around the base of the cookie, which is nice. And then of course here is all the cookies that I made that we're going to decorate. So here's my cookie decorating station. I'm going to actually grab my laptop and watch a movie while I do this, but I'll do a time lapse of me decorating them, and then I'll show you the 2 techniques as I go along. Okay, so I'm going to show you technique number 1 here first, kind of like the candy cane I've already done. But for this, what you do is you take whatever color you're going to use first, and I try to draw like kind of an outline of what I'm doing and a little bit in the middle. And then afterwards we'll go back with a toothpick to kind of move it around. So then I take like a little toothpick and just do like a swirl motion to fill in any spots I didn't get the icing already. And then you go back with your second color to kind of fill in. Okay, and then again, you go back with your toothpick, preferably a clean one if you're using a different color. And you just, again, fill in the little bubbles. And then as it dries, it kind of becomes more seamless. And you'll just let them set until they're completely dry. I'm gonna put a few more things and then I'll show you another technique here in a minute. Okay, so another technique that you can do, and I'm going to show this to you two different ways. When you put the color down, you can go back immediately with another color right over top and kind of do like a little design, and it'll kind of blend into it. So like this, I'm doing it to make it look like a little bit of snow on the branches. And then I'm gonna wait a little bit, and when this one dries, I'll show you what you can do. Again, you can go back with the same thing, but you can put it on top after it's dried just enough, and it'll kind of create like more of a 3D effect. But I'm gonna keep going with everything else, and then I'll show you more in a minute. Now that I've had a little time to let this one dry, I'm going to show you how it kind of looks when you put it on top. So this one will stay a little more on top instead of settling in like this one did here. And it makes it look like there's snow on the actual branches, but you can do that with anything. And then I think you kind of saw here, you can also do stuff and use toothpicks to kind of blend or make shapes in it. So, but this is how I kind of decorate the cookies. I'm going to transfer these to the drying rack so I can work on another batch. But I think I'm going to stop showing this here, but I'll show you all of them when I'm done. So the cookies are all done. I just have to let them sit and dry, usually a few hours, just for the icing to kind of harden. Otherwise, you touch them and they kind of mess up. Once I'm all done, I have these little bags with twist ties. I usually individually bag them up. I just find it's easier for people to take them home if they want to, or if I'm mailing them and somebody wants to set them out for a little party, that kind of thing. So, but that's basically how I decorate the cookies. Again, I'll link the recipe down below for the cookie and the icing that I use. And then we'll try and get a little bit of clips later as I set up for dinner tonight and maybe some of our present opening. But I'll check in with you later. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the table for dinner tonight with me and one friend. And then we're going to, I think, run presents and some cookies and the leftover food to our friend that's sick. That way she can have some holiday cheer even though she couldn't join us tonight. So I'm gonna just give you a little time lapse of me setting up the table and then I'll show you how I did it. It's not gonna be as crazy as Friendsgiving was, seeing how there's just 2 of us, but I'll show it to you anyway. I kept it very simple. We got water glass. We're gonna have some sparkling juice for like a drink for toast. These Merry Christmas napkins that I got at Hobby Lobby I thought were cute, and then of course our place cards. And I'll show you the meal later, which is just a crock pot roast, and I can link that recipe down below too.